Mario Kart 8 Deluxe recently had a trailer showcasing Birdo as a new character. This is very exciting, as we haven't seen any new characters in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe since its release. And it got me thinking, what other characters would I like to see in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, or even Mario Kart 9? The answer is Rob! Anyways, thank you all for watching, but seriously, there are so many different characters that are potential additions to Mario Kart. Of course, there are the obvious choices like Diddy Kong, Petey Piranha, Wiggler, Rob, but I don't want this video to be a snooze fest, so I won't be covering any of the obvious choices. Instead, I'm going to be looking into 10 characters who have never appeared in a Mario Kart game ever. This includes Tor, so unfortunately characters like Dixie Kong, Hammer Bro and Kamek won't make the list. Although Kamek would be an easy number one choice for me. These characters are unique, and I've tried to choose characters that I don't see many people asking for. However, some of these choices are also highly requested, so they were bound to make the list. And before anyone comments, I know Nintendo has already stated that the new characters are going to be the ones returning from older Mario Kart games, meaning all of these characters have a whopping 0% chance to get in. This video is just for fun, and it's also to highlight potential newcomers in Mario Kart 9, if that ever happens. Anyways, let's get on with the list. Number 10. Bruiser. Now I know what you're thinking. Who the ever-loving fuck is this? And you know what? Fair enough. Bruiser is a little more of an obscure character in the Mario franchise. Hell, I didn't even know its name before I googled Punchy Ghost Mario and it showed up in images. I think that alone meant it wasn't getting higher than 10th. First appearing in New Super Mario Bros. On the DS, it has been a recurring enemy in the 2D Mario games, and it's got a very good design. It gives me vibes of Blinky from the arcade games, who is my main in the arcade GP, and it's oddly nostalgic to me considering my handheld console from my childhood was the DS, one of my favourite games being New Super Mario Bros. And while it may not be the most iconic character, it's still memorable to me, landing at number 10 on this list. Although this is the most unlikely character to be on the list due to its smaller role and exclusivity to the 2D games, meaning it wasn't in Super Mario Odyssey and likely won't be in its sequel. Number 9. Ninji. If you ask me what character I wanted in Mario Kart, Ninji wouldn't be my first choice. We all know what would be. But the more I think about it, the more I actually like the idea of Ninji being playable. First appearing in Super Mario Bros. 2, it is one of the few enemies from that game that made it into later entries in the series. Two of these characters are already in Mario Kart, so Ninji definitely has its place put out for it. Hell, Ninji made it into Mario Golf Super Rush, so it has a higher chance of making it into Mario Kart. Although I can't see it coming compared to any of the other characters on this list. Number 8. MC Ballyhoo. Mario Kart is no stranger to adding really random, out of their characters to the roster as one-time appearances. Hell, my all-time favourite character isn't even a Mario character. Hell, it wasn't even a character. And if I was in charge of choosing a strange one-time character, I think my choice would be MC Ballyhoo from Mario Party 8. Overall, I think Mario Party 8 is probably my favourite Mario Party game, and I would be so excited to see MC Ballyhoo as a character in Mario Kart. Now I am aware that every one-time character has been a heavy character. Rob, Funky Kong, Honey Queen, and even arguably Petey Piranha and Donkey Kong Jr. are all heavy characters. MC Ballyhoo would be a light character, meaning he wouldn't be fitting for the one-timer. But, ignoring that, I think that MC Ballyhoo would be a great addition to the roster, and definitely make a lot of people who had a Wii growing up happy. Which I want to mention is 101.63 million. Number 7. Gadd. Anyone who knows a lot about Mario Kart will know that Gadd was originally planned to be played in Mario Kart DS, before being replaced with Dry Bones. It's arguable whether Gadd is new to Mario Kart or not because of this, but for the sole reason of I like him, he gets a spot on this list. Gadd will be a great addition to the roster, and he will be good representation for the Mario adjacent series, Luigi's Mansion, as we only really have Luigi and King Boo, neither of them being exclusively Luigi's Mansion characters. Gadd is clearly a character that people like, and it's also a character that Nintendo wanted to include at one point, so why not, right? I think Gadd would be a great addition in Mario Kart, and I'm honestly surprised he hasn't been in Mario Kart Tour yet considering Funny Woman Monkey is in the game. Number 6. The Broodals. Now I know these are technically 4 characters, but you can't just have one without having the rest of them, hence why we have all 7 of the Koopalings instead of just Iggy. Okay, serious talk, who the fuck means Iggy? I mainly put these on the list for Girl Boss Harriet, but Topper, Rango and Spew are fine too. I only really care about Harriet. Harriet would definitely be added to my list of mains if she was added. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came out before Super Mario Odyssey did, so it's understandable why it didn't have any Odyssey representation. But with the DLC, it's perfect time for it. It'll be Pauline, won't it? Probably, but a girl can dream. Number 5. Toadsworth. Now don't get me wrong, I love Toadette, but why does she exist to be a double up for Toad when Toadsworth is right there? Feels like he got robbed from a spot in Mario Kart if I'm being honest. But looking at Toadsworth, I think he would be a good addition to the roster. I don't see anyone really talking about Toadsworth, which is honestly very surprising. I would have expected Toadsworth to be more popular, but I guess no one really cares for him. But I do. I like Toadsworth, and I hope he gets the love that he deserves in Mario Kart one day, even if it is just in tour. Number 4. This character is probably the least likely on the list to come to Mario Kart, seeing as it's not a Mario character, instead from a Mario adjacent game, more specifically a character from a series with only one representative. This character is Ashley from the WarioWare games. I'm not overly big on WarioWare. I mean, I didn't really know who Ashley was before Mario Maker came out and she was an amiibo costume, but considering the only representation for WarioWare is, well, Wario, it would be cool to see him, especially if there's solid rep for the other Mario adjacent games like Donkey Kong and Luigi's Mansion, and out of all of the characters, the only one I know is Ashley. The best character design wise is Ashley. I probably made that to be fair. WarioWare is a popular game series, so it's not like no one knows who Ashley is, to the point that it would just be fucking weird. Although there is another character from a Mario adjacent series that I think would be more likely, which is why Ashley is only number 4 on this list. Number 3. Cranky Kong. When people talk about different Kongs they want added, it's always the same old Dixie Kong or Funky Kong. I wouldn't mind Dixie Kong, but Funky Kong I personally think would be better to bring back in a game where everyone returns, so that Wii still has a unique character. However, when it comes to the other Kongs, I don't usually hear Cranky Kong being requested, and I like Cranky Kong. The only reason that I see for Cranky Kong not being added is because there are other Kongs that are more highly requested, and they don't want to oversaturate the roster with Kongs. Despite the fact there are, what, 5 baby characters? Yeah, fuck off, is that an excuse? Number 2. Captain Falcon. Okay, come on, there is no reason for Captain Falcon to not be in Mario Kart. I mean, name one other character with 2 tracks, a vehicle, and an amiibo costume without being in the game themselves. Because Captain Falcon has been done dirty. It's not like there wasn't space for him either. Like, was there actually a reason to separate the villagers and Inklings based on gender? Plus, the F-Zero tracks were DLC in Mario Kart 8 anyways, so I don't get it. What was the reason for not including Captain Falcon? I ask as if Mario Kart 8 even had a relatively good roster to begin with. I feel like Captain Falcon has been done dirty in Mario Kart, and deserves to be in the game more than any third-party character. Especially if we aren't going to get a new F-Zero game anytime soon. And number 1. Cappy. Anyone who knows me probably saw this coming. If I was to add a new character to Mario Kart, I'd probably say Kamek. But since he got added to Mario Kart Tour, my next choice for a new character would be Cappy. I know a lot of people want Pauline for an Odyssey rep, but I personally prefer Cappy. Cappy could even have alternate styles for the Mario Cap, and maybe even Tiara if you're so inclined. But Cappy would be great to add to Mario Kart, and is probably the most realistic addition on this list, which landed him at number 1. And there we have it. There is my list of 10 new characters that I would love to see added to Mario Kart. Do you agree with my list? What are your most wanted characters? Do you think that Goomba would be more appropriate than Ashley? Let me know in the comments. I mean, you're wrong because Goomba can't drive. And leave a like if you enjoyed. If you want to see more from me, then be sure to subscribe. And until next time, goodbye.